All right, so welcome back, class. As you know, we've been discussing populism and how politicians use populism or populist policies to appeal to the common man. So we're going to dig into that just a little bit further today, and what we're going to do is something kind of fun, which is explore the idea of populism through political cartoons. So here you just see like a little one. You see all of these different people. You know, we have a carpenter, we have a construction, maybe an artist, maybe a teacher. And they're all building this constitution made up of things that are important to them, jobs, living wage, and it's built on this populist foundation. So 3 key themes I want you to look for as we're going through these cartoons. Populist politicians often do 3 crucial things. They can enact policies that garner public approval or gain public support. They're popular policies. The second thing a lot of them do is craft their own identity. They portray themselves as the common man. I'm one of you. I look like you. I live just like you do. And the third thing I want you to look for is how politicians often speak to or tap into the way people are feeling. Populist politicians don't just come out and say, I have some great ideas and I want you to listen to them. They listen to people and then they create their ideas based off what people are telling them or what people are angry about or upset about. So I'm going to walk you through the first cartoon. Second cartoon, we're going to go through it together. And then the third one, I'm going to ask you guys to sort of interpret it for me. So this first one here, there's a lot going on, but it's what we've been mainly talking about, which is President Andrew Jackson. So if you remember from the reading, one of Jackson's signature things that he did during his first term was to veto the renewal of the charter for the federal bank, the national bank. And the reason that he did this was that he felt that the bank was becoming too powerful, it was making the federal government too powerful, and that there were a lot of foreign interests creeping in and starting to control the bank. So he thought that this was really bad for the average guy. He thought that it was going to sort of financially enslave the states. So here, what do we see that's going on right here?
There's a monster.
There's a big monster, right? And then this is Jackson, and what's he doing to the monster? He's fighting it, right? So this monster, the many-headed monster, it's kind of hard to see up here, but each one of these heads it represents a different state. It's got a different state name. So you have Pennsylvania here, you have Massachusetts, and Jackson, who's known for walking with a cane, he's got his cane up here, and it might be hard to read, but can anybody read that? All right, so it says veto. So he's using the power of his veto to sort of, beat back this monster, and he's got his very helpful Vice President Martin Van Buren kind of putting it in a headlock as he bashes it over the head. So he's using the power of the presidency to fight the states who supported this bank and wanted it renewed. And so he's standing up for the common man. So which of those 3 themes that we just talked about, enacting policies, crafting an identity, or speaking to voters' feelings, which one do you think this cartoon represents best? Any ideas?
Elements of all 3, potentially.
There's elements of all 3, but there's one in particular. Think about it again. Enacting policies that are popular.
Maybe enacting policies is using the veto.
Yes, exactly. He's using the power of his office to do something that he thinks will be popular. And it actually works for him. He's able to go out to the voters when he's up for re-election, and he comes out there and he says, this bank was bad, it was getting too powerful, it was bad for you, I squashed it, I did it for you, I'm looking out for you. And he wins. So it works for him. So, second cartoon, who's this?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt, good. Old TR. And what's Teddy doing?
He's hunting.
He's hunting, right? He's just killed this big bear. He's got another one on a leash here. So, and these are labeled good trust, bad trust. At the time Teddy Roosevelt comes to office, Wall Street and big companies have grown so large that they've established monopolies over different parts of the economy. Think railroads, think sugar, think electric utilities, things like that. And Teddy thinks that this is bad for the common man. Monopolies raise prices, they lower competition, people get worse service, this is bad for everybody. So Teddy Roosevelt comes into office and he begins to sue these companies under the Sherman Antitrust Act and break them up. He's killing them, right? And he's bringing the smaller ones to heel. So this is another example of enacting populist policies. But really what I want to talk about is Teddy himself in this cartoon. How's he dressed?
Like a safari or...
Yeah, he's like a hunter on safari, right? And what's behind him? Can you read this sign back here?
White House?
White House, right? But I don't know about you, but that doesn't look like the White House to me, does it? Right? The White House is a big house. It's a mansion. Right? Teddy Roosevelt at this time is a very wealthy person. Like, he's very rich. He is sort of as rich as some of those Wall Street guys. But he doesn't look, that's not what this cartoon is conveying, right? He's dressed as a hunter. He's got his little tiny house that he lives in back here. What does that say to you?
He's just like you.
He's just like you, right? Teddy Roosevelt crafted his political identity off of identifying with the common man. I'm one of you. I look like you. I live in the same places that you do. I enjoy doing the same things that you do. Hunting. So he identifies with people, and he's a very popular politician because of that. So the third one, I'm going to ask you guys to kind of interpret this one. We'll have a little bit of fun with this. Who's this? The Donald himself, right? And all his glorious hair here. All right, so can somebody just take a crack at interpreting what's going on here? And you can use that last theme that we're exploring.
Producing anger to the people.
Right, yeah, so he's playing a tune, he's playing some music, right? And the tune is anger. So he's sort of tapping into people's feelings and frustrations, right? That's good. So this exemplifies our third theme that we're doing. The last thing I want to do for the lesson is just kind of go around. Can anybody tell me some of the campaign promises or the policies or the ideas or statements President Trump has made that might be examples of populism or populist policies? Any ideas?
Build that wall. Yeah.
Building the wall, right? Why is that an example of populism? Or why does he want to build the wall?